Hi. So I decided, we'll see how it goes, but I think I want to try to do a little reading vlog for the week. It's Saturday afternoon. It's like 2 p.m. So I don't know like how far into the week I'm going to go. Saturday afternoon is a weird time to start one, but here we are. I am in the middle of listening to I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jennette McCurdy, which is so good and sad and wild. So I'll be listening to that. I also just got 2 more books today. So during this week at some point, Courtney on Instagram, and I talked about this a little bit on my Instagram, which will be linked down below, but Courtney posted a story that really, really challenged me and like opened my eyes. And she was basically saying how like in the year of our Lord 2022, there's no excuse for like reading almost exclusively like white authors. Like there are so many resources to like find new Black authors and authors of color, and basically was just talking about like diversifying your, not only your bookshelf, but your like Bookstagram feeds and your BookTube feeds. And so I found a lot of great new people to follow, and it has just really, really inspired me and challenged me to diversify my reading, because I saw her post and I was like, she's right. And I like looked at my favorite shelf, and there are only like 2 books on my favorite shelf, maybe 3, that are like not written by a white lady. And so I just need to diversify my reading more. So even though I just did this huge book haul for my birthday, I did get 2 more books today by Black and BIPOC authors. So the first one is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. This is a memoir. I know I've heard nothing but good things about it. A lot of my favorites on BookTube love this book. I don't know. I mean, I'm listening to Jennette McCurdy's memoir right now, but I don't know if I've read another memoir since Know My Name, but I did read Maggie O'Farrell's memoir. I really like memoirs. I want to read more. And this one, I think, kind of looks at an abusive relationship through a bunch of different like tropes. I think it really explores and plays with form, and I'm really excited. So I think I'm going to start this one today. But I also got Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, which won the Booker Prize in 2019. So that's got to mean something. It is a magnificent portrayal of the intersections of identity and a moving and hopeful story of a group of British Black women. Girl, Woman, Other is populated with unforgettable characters, from a lesbian playwright to a jaded school teacher to a non-binary social media influencer. Sparklingly witty, centering voices we often see othered, and written in an innovative, fast-moving form, this is a polyphonic social novel by a masterful writer who has finally been lauded at the level she has long deserved. So there we go. We're going to start diversifying our reading right now, and you can do it too. So I'm definitely going to start, I think, in the Dream House. I'm going to listen to I'm Glad My Mom Died, and we'll just see what happens. So it might just be chill. So I'm just going to try my hand at vlogging. I'll keep you updated. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm like 60 pages into In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. I don't know if I've ever read a book like this before. It really plays with form, and each chapter, it's almost like they're vignettes, or like small, like each memory, each chunk is a different, so like, and I think In the Dream House, and I'm still trying to figure it out. It's very big brained, but I think the Dream House is like this relationship that she was in that was abusive. And so it's viewing this relationship as like through different tropes and different, like Dream House as Omen, Dream House as Noir, Dream House as Daydream, as Star-Crossed Lovers. And so it's like all these different ways of viewing a relationship in retrospect. and it's like very compelling. I like don't want to put it down because you are obviously at the beginning of the relationship at this point, and you're seeing the red flags and you're seeing the signs. And it's interesting because it is a same-sex relationship, and she talks about in the beginning about how we don't really have language for intimate partner violence, like outside of like a heteronormative context and like a man being violent towards a woman. But at the very beginning, the memoir is at its core an act of resurrection. Memoirists recreate the past, reconstruct dialogue. They summon meaning from events that have long been dormant. They braid the clays of memory and essay and fact and perception together, smash them into a ball, roll them flat. They manipulate time, resuscitate the dead. They put themselves and others into necessary context. And so it's also very like smart. It's just like a very smart book with being very raw and vulnerable and real. So I'm really enjoying it. I also want to talk about I'm Glad My Mom Died. I started it yesterday. The audiobook is available on Scribd, so I just signed up for the 30-day free trial. Jeanette does a great job narrating it. It is just very vulnerable and transparent. Jeanette grew up in a Mormon household, which I think is interesting, and her mom, oh my God, just like this, it's just a story of like Jeanette's survival and resiliency in a really controlling and abusive household. And I'm like a third of the way through. I'm so sorry. Do you mind? And I just really want to give her a hug. Like, she just really, really went through a lot. So at the point I'm at in the book right now, she just booked iCarly. And so I think I'm going to probably listen to that while I make some boba. I'm like obsessed with boba and bubble tea. So I'm going to make some like Thai iced tea boba tea that I'm excited about. And I think I might play some video games while I listen to the audiobook too. So I'm going to kind of jump in between the two, but they're just both really, really good. And I don't want to put them down. So feeling good, feeling invigorated about my reading choices. The tea needs work. I need to figure out, I got Thai tea from the grocery store. I need to figure out the right ratio, like the right proportions of like tea to sweetened condensed milk, because it's just not right. But the boba itself is really good. So I am feeling good about our boba. Our tea process needs some work. But you know what? We're just learning. Okay, wow, so I am done with In the Dream House. I have never torn through a book so quickly. That probably took me 2 hours, 2.5 hours, which is like really fast for me. I mean, it was only like 250 pages, but I have never been so like wrapped up in a book, like so enthralled. I brought in a drink with me to like sip on, like a little beverage. I never even opened it. Like I was in it from the jump. Wow. I'm just like, wow. I don't know how somebody wrote this. Like Carmen Maria Machado is so talented, and I'm so appreciative that she shared her story. Wow. 5 stars, like 10 out of 10. This is, I mean, look at all these tabs. This is incredible. Dang. Part of me wants to just kind of like sit in this space for a little bit. Part of me kind of wants to ride this high and just like start another book. Yeah, wow. It's going on the favorite shelf. Wow. Yeah, I'm just like kind of buzzing. I'm like kind of buzzing from how good that book was. So I'll check in with you in a few. Okay, hi. So it's been a very chill day. There has not been a lot to report. We've just done a bunch of nothing, as you should, on a Sunday. But I did finish I'm Glad My Mom Died. And it was just an incredible, two amazing memoirs back to back, two 5-star reads back to back for me. While at times it was very heavy and upsetting and disturbing, it was also very like vulnerable and raw and just wild, like what this person went through in their life and the ways that they've had to fight for their recovery. It was just amazing. One of the most popular books like out on the market right now, so I know it's kind of hard to get a hold of, but I would highly recommend a listen if the trigger content warnings, if you can handle those things. But it was really good. So I don't know, I think it's just going to be a chill rest of the day. Obviously I need to take a shower. I need to just got to get ready for my week. But yeah, it was really, really good. I'm really grateful to Jeanette that she would share her story with us because it's amazing. And I'm glad that she's, spoiler, in a better place. Good morning. It's Monday morning. I've got an hour and a half before work starts, so I'm going to start some reading. This morning, I'm going to finish up The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House. I started this for the Summer Splash Readathon. Oh my gosh. I have one essay left, and so I am ready to consume that and then have another book under my belt. And then I can't decide if I want to... I got like 14 pages into Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, and then I fell asleep. I took a nap. So I can't decide if I want to pick that back up. I'm such a mood reader, and I'm kind of thinking about picking up a graphic novel, On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. And so I don't know which one I want to do. What do you think? So I'm going to make some coffee. I'm going to take him out. And then we are going to just have a nice little chill morning before work. So good morning. Okay, so I'm just about to clock in for work, but I did finish The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House by Audre Lorde. I think this is a really great primer. It's small, so it's an easy read, but it has some really complex and thoughtful suggestions, things to think about. I really, even though it is like so short, I think it's only like 3 essays. I really tried to take my time with each one and like digest it and like reflect on it and look for it in our world. And so I would highly recommend it, even just to have like to read in the mornings, to have something to ponder on and reflect on and like meditate on. It was really, really good. So highly recommend that. I also made a little bit of progress in Girl, Woman, Other. It looks like each chapter kind of focuses on like 3 women. And so the first portion of the first chapter followed Amma. And now it looks like we're going to look at Amma's daughter and then Amma's like friend and collaborator. And then that's chapter 1. So think this kind of lends itself to, it is pretty thick, so I think I will probably alternate between this and another book, just because I feel like the flow and the structure of this book kind of lends itself to that. Sometimes with larger books like that, I like to, that aren't necessarily driven by plot, I like to kind of have something else to alternate with. So looking forward to that. Gonna go to work, gonna clock in for work, and have a great day. And I hope you do the same. Okay, it's Tuesday morning, and this is probably the most boring reading vlog ever. I am 150 pages into Girl, Woman, Other. It's so good, and it's just so vivid. It's also really atmospheric, and I love London. Like, I went to London in high school, and I'm still like obsessed with it. And so it's fun to be transported there with Evaristo's writing. It's beautiful. It is, it's good. It's very good. So I'm going to make a pot of coffee. I'm going to go to work. I am not comfortable vlogging during my work hours. So, I didn't think about that when I started a weekly vlog, but yeah. Okay, here's the deal. This is, I'm not good at vlogging yet. I'm still getting in the hang of it. I also work from home for the most part, so it's like B-roll of me reading, B-roll of my dog, B-roll of me reading, B-roll of my dog. So we're just gonna see. It's Friday, so I'm gonna film until tomorrow, so I'll do a full week, and we're just gonna see what happens. Okay, we're gonna see what happens. I am still, if you were wondering, still reading Girl, Woman, Other.